Ephesians chapter 4 verse 20 to 25. But this is not the way you came to know Christ. Surely you heard of him and were taught in him, in keeping with the truth that is in Jesus. So the way we come to know Christ and the way we get to be taught, educated in him, is in keeping with the truth that is in Jesus. There's a truth that is in Jesus. You can find it all over, but if you go to Matthew chapter 5 and 6 and 7 as an illustration of significantly clear language as opposed to parables, you see the Lord teaching his disciples who had come to him, his students, those who sought to learn from him, and he's explaining, educating them with the truth that is in Jesus. Grace and truth comes through Jesus, not the opinions of men, not the thoughts and desires that we would like our ears tickled with, but rather the truth that is in Jesus. To put off your former way of life, your old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires. So there's a former way of life and it is to be put off. It's called your old self, and it is constantly corrupted by its deceitful desires. The old self versus the new self is the battle of the child of God. Those that are in the world, verse 17 to 19 tells you about how the darkness in their understanding, the ignorance in them due to a hard heart, results in a sense of shame. And when it's carried to its maximum point, they give themselves over to sensuality and practice every kind of impurity with a craving for more. But our education in Christ is utterly different. It first says you should put off your former way of life, the one driven by desires to please the self. Verse 23 says to be renewed in the spirit of your minds. That's what follows. You put off the one, you get renewed in the spirit of your mind in how you think. You get renewed in the way your mind runs, what powers it, what it's fed with. Its life, the breath that drives your mind is changed. And then verse 24, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. So we see the putting off, the renewing of the mind internally, and the putting on of the new self. This new self is created to be like God. And how is God described here? Righteous and holy. True righteousness and holiness is the trait of the new self. You find this elaborated upon in the book of Romans chapter 6, where it says that your body parts are meant to be handed over to righteousness as a master, as opposed to its former submission to sin as a master. So whenever we submit to righteousness as a master, we are putting on the new self. Righteousness and holiness. Righteous acts lead to holiness. Therefore, each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to his neighbor, for we are all members of one another. We see a picture of this in action, and he says falsehood is the old man, the old self, and truth is the new man, the new self. So whenever we are faced with a chance to speak a falsehood or the truth to a person, to someone else, as we take the path of truth, we are putting on the new man. This is how the new man becomes stronger and stronger. If you tell a lie, you're putting on the old man. The factor that is to help us put on the new man constantly is the renewing of the mind. That middle point where we make a choice to do that which might appear difficult, but is needed for the new man to live. The result of learning Christ, the result of being taught the truth that is in Jesus. Many people hate the old man and wonder why they have struggles and can't seem to change. The answer is simply because they are not putting off the old man. They're not putting off falsehood. They are hoping they'll wake up one day from the bed and be different. And it won't happen because they are the ones to put off the old man. The old man constantly is presented before us like a kind of clothing. And the new man also, you must actively study the scriptures and obedience and others. That's the renewing of the spirit of the mind, and make the right choice. Except you really had no idea. It shouldn't be that hard to distinguish what is right and wrong. Every time we go for what is right, we are putting on the new self. Every time we go for the old, we are maintaining the old self we already had, that we are accustomed to, like a favorite cloth that we like more. Our old self tends to default to us like that. But as we yield, as we make a choice that is right, and as we keep repeatedly making these right choices, we will be like our God in true righteousness and holiness.